Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Rico Nico podcast. I'm gonna be Nico. He's gonna be Rico. We switched up at it. What?
Who else would I be?
Yeah, well, people don't know that. You still gotta introduce yourself.
Yo!
Anyways,
Again.
Rico's not feeling his best today. I am for some reason. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe some in the water. Drinking water today. Make sure you stay hydrated. Stay right. Get your mind right.
Oh, you said we couldn't talk about sponsors. So. All right.
Water.
So what do you think about the economy and what's going on with the stock market and all that crap? What do you think about the stocks, Bitcoin?
First of all, right now,
What do we think about
it's a little
cryptocurrency?
Crypto. All right. Let's just say the economy in itself. I did some research last night. Because I saw. I don't know if you had an opportunity, but when you go pump gas, depending on where you go, you might see a sticker on a gas pump that has a picture of Joe Biden.
Oh, 100%. They got one at the racetrack.
Yeah, right. So it's pointing at, oh, I did this, right? And I've gotten some people I know that they say, hey, blame Joe Biden for your gas prices, right?
And
now,
don't forget we already talked about inflation in the previous.
Yeah, no problem. But this we'll talk about on this one. What we talk about the economy. Now we can talk about.
And then we'll go circle back to Bitcoin.
Yeah,
it'll be Bitcoin anyway. They'll see it on the title. I wanted to keep it.
But, no, what I was saying was, as I saw a lot of people who say blame Joe Biden for your gas prices. So I did a little research last night. I looked up the gas prices from say the early 2000s all the way through to now, right? And I also
you did like
yeah. And I looked at the CEOs over time. The CEOs of BP. Well, BP is a British company, but ExxonMobil, Chevron, most of the American-based companies, right? To see what their CEOs, what their political affiliations were and who they donated money to. And you know what's so funny? It's non-coincidental, but if you look at the trend of fuel prices, they have always increased. Didn't matter who the president was, no matter what happened. Every year, fuel companies, oil companies have always made record profits. Doesn't matter who's in charge.
Yeah, just trying to distract you. I don't
give
a crap who's in office and who's not.
I'm gonna tell you what the most funny thing about it was when you look at the political affiliations of the CEOs of these major oil companies, what do you think they are?
Republican.
And who do you think they donate monies to? Political campaigns. Who do you think these CEOs who are Republican, what candidates do you think they donate to?
You're not gonna like the answer. It's not what you think.
Go ahead.
Both.
That's right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought you were just gonna say just the Republicans.
No, they predominantly do.
If your net worth is 300 million,
yeah,
I got 20 million to spend for me to, stay up with the Illuminatis and kill cats and drink their bloods and move markets. I got 20 million. I gave you all 10 mil. I'm
good with both. So when I look at it, I laugh.
Do whatever you want.
I look at it and I laugh because I'm just like, it's so funny that people are so polarized and say, you should thank the Democratic president for your gas prices. He doesn't control anything. Often the Republican leadership and CEOs of this company are raising gas prices, regardless of Republican or Democrats.
Yeah, they just do it a little quicker, a little slower, depending on the economy.
Whatever. They on both sides of the same coin. So that's interesting. That's the first thing I thought was interesting last night. A little bit of research, but when I look at the markets, it's bad out here, bro. It's bad out here.
We be suffering.
Yeah, suffering.
We be suffering.
I know.
Especially me.
Yeah, especially you, bro. So I saw a couple of things that came up around Bitcoin and how it's just tanking, and a lot of people are afraid to actually invest in it now. Yeah,
which is understandable.
And
knock him for it.
And I was talking to a client, a sibling of a client yesterday about
what of a client?
A sibling of a client. Oh. So, she's doing some work helping him. And actually, her and her husband are lawyers. And they were talking about, the volatility of the market and whatnot. And I was like, okay. I told her like off the bat, I really don't know too much about it, but I can at least have some type of conversation. And she was like, it's so crazy about that payroll around the country is based off credit. No one's paying anyone based off the profits that they're making. The only people that get paid out of profits are shareholders and the top echelon. They get paid from what is made in profit. Everybody else gets paid on credit. So it's like when the market gets locked up and there's issues, all of us suffer. And she's like, she said, the one commodity that the value and price of it going up that doesn't meet or exceed the demands of the markets, the cost of everything is labor. The price of labor does not go up. The price of everything else around it goes up, but the price of labor, we as laborers and workers cannot demand more to stay toe to toe with the requirements of a cost in our market. We're the consumers, but we're also the workers. But we, the consumers, can't afford to keep up with the prices of the things we either produce or with the things that we have to be, we don't have to purchase.
And that's how Bitcoin comes into place. Because even though people don't, now I get that, they're not the biggest fans, but over time, the hardest form of money we've gotten is Bitcoin. It's better than gold. There's only 21 million ever. Now companies they do. They get in agreements and they mess with the production of gold to fluctuate with the price. So if there's more gold, it'll be less scarce. So the price may not go up.
Yeah, so they restrict.
Or yeah, exactly. Or though they can just altogether stop and something happened.
Yeah.
Not go it. And look, we can't make gold as much anymore.
Yeah.
So now, they just make more money. It's a way to control the market.
That's why.
But with Bitcoin, there's only 21 million Bitcoin sets that'll ever be created.
Okay. And it just fluctuates the value of each coin.
Exactly. The value of each coin up and down. However, just because the government, and we talked about this on the previous episode, I don't know if we've posted that one yet, but it's not that Bitcoin is perfect, period, or cryptocurrencies. The thing about Bitcoin is that it works so well because of the society that we live in. Since inflation gets created, since inflation happens, because the governments create so much money, it creates inflation. Mm-hmm. So the way that you fight that is through investing hard money, or I guess assets. But I think Bitcoin is the best. It's just that since it's such a small market, it's very, very, very volatile. Amazon went down like 98% on the 01 crash. If there was a crash now, which there is, you don't see Amazon coming down 98%, and you won't, because it's like a $2-3 trillion company. Apple, same thing. So that's not going to happen. And it's not because they were crappy investments. Mm-hmm. They were looking into the future. It's just that they're so little, just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is about, I think, $600 billion the market cap. And then the market cap of the US stock market is like 25 trillion.
Yeah.
So
they got a lot more they got a lot more leg room. And I was talking to,
it's like a giant moving. It looks, very slow, but
it's really making a lot of ground.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I looked at it like, with something like cryptocurrency, it doesn't have the backing because if you have 350 million Americans that support Bitcoin, it's going to have the backing because you got 350 million people using it. It would become something legitimately tangible, right? But if you don't have people that buy into it, we don't have to buy into the dollar because the dollar was established and we back it all. At one point in America, every state had separate currency, right? And it took unifying the union to basically, we're going to use one currency. Once you got every state behind it, the residents of those states all support the US dollar. It gave it strength based on the people. So it didn't have to really be backed by gold or backed by, because GDP and all that, it's basically because everybody backs it. Cryptocurrency was.
Well, it didn't have to be backed by the people to work, not to be good, but to work, because they're two different things.
Yeah, it needs people to back it for it to work.
That's what I'm saying, for work, not for it to be good. Or good
or bad is that's depends on that's how it because there's good money and bad.
Yeah, but it just works.
Yeah, but it works. But if no one's using it, if no one trusts it, and no one uses it, then it won't work.
Exactly.
And it'd be different if cryptocurrency was put in place and 350 million Americans trust it and use it. No different than credit cards. You trust the credit card companies because they've established themselves. They put the risk out there and say, you can use our money And Visa.
It's not really their money, by the way.
Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. We trust them and we utilize them. And because of that trust, they're able to be substantiated. Cryptocurrency got so saturated so early that they hadn't built trust because people were using it. People don't use credit cards to get rich. Scammers do. But people use credit cards to get access to equity, right?
If people, speaking of trust, if Visa, MasterCard, Amex, whatever government officials, if they were get behind it, at least more openly or more freely, or they wouldn't put such a stigma on it, people would adopt it way quicker. So I don't think it's just about Bitcoin based on young, which it is very.
If it would
have it's about them.
It's about them because the U.S. dollar, the credit bureaus, the credit card companies, if they would have backed it, vetted it, and backed it, right? They would embrace it completely. They would have got to a point where now it could have been tracked. And a lot of people didn't want crypto to be able to be tracked. But if they would have got behind it, and then if the market wouldn't have got saturated with hundreds of people being able to start their own crypto, their own currency. Like I said, back in the day, the states all had their own currency. That's the difference. Like every individual person can have their own currency. Well, you got to get behind something. We can't support all 10,000 of them. 10,000 different currencies.
We do need one currency.
Yeah, but that's the thing about what in this market, this emerging crypto market, who are going to be the ones that are going to survive? Because when it comes down to it, when it does pan out and flesh out, Bitcoin might not be there at the end of the day. They might wait, so it might convert into something else. But there are going to be maybe a set amount of individuals who do cryptocurrency that are going to be tried and true, but they're going to be balanced. Then they're going to be regulated. And they're going to be the other option, but it's going to be maintained. It's just going to. It's just at this point, the making all the money out of it. That cash cow is going to be clipped.
Wow, man.
It is going to.
Maybe right now, yes, in the short term.
Yeah, but and when it get regulated, once it get regulated, people with money can convert it, and it's going to be safe. But to make all the money that people were going to make out of it and cash out of it, like they were before this, now that's not going to happen again.
I think it will, just not as big of an amount, but I think it will. Maybe a little more spread over time. I'll give you that.
Maybe the only way you see that is people who get into the stock market. You can buy in slow, and then the value of something goes up. But if it's a currency,
I don't like the stock market to
make a tell me something.
Even though people do it, it's just
Nico. How will you ever be able to buy into the U.S. dollar at its rate? Are you ever going to be able to put 15 cents into the U.S. dollar and say, man, that U.S. dollar is going to go up. Once the U.S. dollar hits $10, I'm going to cash out. No, because the U.S. dollar is the dollar. It's the dollar. Once a currency gets locked in where it's at, it's locked in where it's at. Now,
it's a stable currency.
Now, in the exchange somewhere else, Forex or whatever, you might say, if I get this amount of U.S. dollars, I'll go over and make a killing over with the Indian rupee or no, not the euro, but. I'm just saying as a random example. But when you go,
then what the hell's the point of investing there if you don't go to an exchange?
Well, and the idea of exchange.
But that's the
thing about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency if you were able to buy a Bitcoin, its value went sky high. That currency's value went sky high, $60,000 at one point. Can you imagine cashing that in for $60,000 that coin?
Yeah, a lot of people do. They just didn't invest at the very bottom and sold at the very top.
Yeah,
some people did, but maybe they bought in at 52, 55, 45, maybe. But a lot of people did. It's not like it's impossible, but they're getting the peak and the trough.
That's never going to happen.
Damn near impossible.
But that's never going to happen again.
It will happen again. It's just that the market right now is very depressed. No, not the market now. All markets are very depressed, and that's like we just said. Nasdaq is down 4% in a day, and it's not weird.
So why would anybody see another cryptocurrency come along, another coin come along at nothing, and then it gets so popular that now it's worth that coin's now worth $10,000.
It's not about cryptocurrency, man. That's just life.
No. But why would
that's what happened to Apple, happened to Amazon, happened to Bitcoin?
Yeah, but what happens? But why would anybody go that route again? Why?
Because greed is a human thing. You're hopeful to get rich.
The next currency is going to offer what that ones previously did. It's different about Apple. Apple, the company, evolved. The iPhone gives you something now that, and the Apple lineup gives you something now that Apple before didn't, Microsoft before didn't. So it's innovative, right? Yeah. What's innovative about a currency? What is it? What new access does it give you? Why would a coin, a coin of currency, if it doesn't get popular, what does that coin give you that the ones didn't give you before?
Oh, I get what you mean. I mean, on the one subject of a currency, I mean, no, a currency is just a freaking currency anyways. Yeah. But for example, the US dollar is not owned by the government. What's the right word? It's issued by the government. Mm-hmm. Now this is issued by code. So that means that anyone, anywhere can use it. So that's the difference. I mean, it's still a currency, and it's just a currency. So you just use it a little differently. Okay. It's like you have sugar from banana or from Coke. That's it. Coke the soda. It's like it's sugar.
Coke the soda.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You gotta make that plain. You gotta make.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, just saying. We here. We hydrate here.
We don't.
We hydrate here, buddy.
We don't condone any of that. So yes, I mean sugar is sugar, but how it's delivered is a little differently, and it matters.
Yeah, that's like look.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like all right. If I invest if I put my money into a company, and the company expands, gets more stores, gets bigger, more value, then yeah. But money itself is not going to do that. Money itself is not.
No, I mean the company did it.
So,
but I mean, yeah, you have a point, but the whole point of investing is to make more money later. How do you do that? In an exchange. You buy a house at 200K, you sell it at 500K. You buy a stock at $1, you sell it at 6. It's just the same way with crypto and you know the concepts. I think not just for this, but pretty much for everything is the basis of everything is always going to be the same. Yeah, some people are selling shares and making a killing. Some people are making a killing with the stock market. They're doing the exact same thing. It's very different, but at the end of the day,
it's an exchange.
It's an exchange, exactly. But what do you guys think about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? Which is better, the stock market, Bitcoin, real estate? Let us know in the comments down below. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe. If anyone telling me if they're not watching us, they're missing out. Thank you, Rico, for this podcast.
Yeah. And you know what's
not as cranky anymore. We appreciate it.
What's name talk trash about NFTs? Your boy Bill Gates.
Yeah, screw NFTs. I guess we got the next podcast.
You got something else for that. Y'all be good. All right. Skirt.